Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. A proposed three-team trade brings center Daniel Gafford to the Lakers, whom Luka Doncic has stated he enjoys playing with. This trade will free up space for another player, as it will send Dalton Knecht, Jackson Hayes, and Gabe Vincent in return. A trade between the Los Angeles Lakers, Brooklyn Nets, and Dallas Mavericks brings the center desired by Luka Doncic to the Lakers. According to Lake Show Life's Tyler Watts, the Los Angeles Lakers shouldn't be satisfied with their current frontcourt unit. Watts believes the franchise shouldn't be opposed to trading a veteran guard to the Dallas Mavericks for a 6'10" center. The Los Angeles Lakers still have a center problem and could turn to Luka Doncic's former teammate, Daniel Gafford, to solve it, Watts wrote Monday. The 6'10" big man was the Mavericks' starting center during their 2024 run to the NBA Finals, but he is comfortable coming off the bench. Acquiring him would ensure the Lakers have a lob threat and rim protector on the floor for all 48 minutes. The Mavericks walk away with the Lakers' 2031 first-rounder and a first-round swap in 2026. Gabe Vincent can be a stopgap playmaker as Dallas tries to get Kyrie Irving healthy. Watts' full trade proposal sends Gafford and Haywood Highsmith to the Lakers, Dalton Knecht, Jackson Hayes, and a 2030 second-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets, and Vincent, a 2031 first-round pick, and a 2026 first-round pick swap to the Mavericks. Gafford has played the best basketball of his career with the Mavericks. The Arkansas product was acquired by Dallas midway through the 2023-24 season and quickly earned a reputation for being a near-automatic finisher in the paint and elite rim protector. Gafford averaged 11.1 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game in 29 contests, helping the Mavericks reach the final round of the 2024 postseason. While Gafford had no choice but to finish this past season without his trustworthy pick-and-roll partner, Doncic, whom Dallas traded to the Lakers on February 2, he notched a career-high 12.3 points per game on 70.2% field goal shooting while snagging 6.8 rebounds and blocking 1.8 shots. Vincent, on the other hand, is an experienced guard whom the Lakers thought highly of during the 2023 offseason. However, his subpar play, combined with the Lakers' commitment to doing whatever it takes to keep Doncic happy, could result in an advantageous trade. LeBron James' new reality will make entire Lakers season a roller coaster. Chiefs ready to get it right after 0-2 start to season. LeBron James is not the Los Angeles Lakers' main guy anymore. That role now belongs to Luka Doncic. After the blockbuster trade that brought Doncic to Los Angeles, LeBron finds himself in a position he has never been in before, the second option on his own team. That in itself is going to make this Lakers season one wild ride. For 22 years, LeBron has been the undisputed centerpiece wherever he has played. From the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Miami Heat to Los Angeles, teams have been built around his every move. But now? The Lakers front office has made it crystal clear that Doncic is the future. They are even planning cap space for 2027 to build around him long-term. LeBron's handling of new reality could set tone for entire Lakers season. That is a huge shift, and it means LeBron has to figure out a new role. James is not the star attraction anymore. Bill Simmons put it well on his podcast when he said, "Just seeing LeBron pushed to the side like this. I don't know if he's wired that way." Simmons is right, LeBron is not exactly built to play second fiddle quietly. That does not mean he will not be able to adapt. Instead, he is likely to embrace the challenge in his own way, because on the court, this could be a smart move. Doncic is a magician with the ball, and having LeBron as a secondary creator and scorer opens up exciting possibilities. LeBron's shooting has improved, and he has become more selective with his energy. When he decides to attack the cup, there is no doubt that he is still one of the most dominant players in the game. Plus, with Doncic demanding so much defensive attention, LeBron will find plenty of open looks. Off the court is where the real story will unfold. LeBron knows how to control narratives better than anyone. Expect him to use the media, social platforms, and subtle comments to keep himself in the conversation. This season will be as much about what LeBron says and hints at as it is about what he does on the court. So, yes, LeBron is not the face of the Lakers anymore. That does not mean he is stepping aside. He's still holding the pen, writing the story, and shaping the drama. That alone makes the upcoming season unmissable. The Los Angeles Lakers general manager has struggled to find two-way wings or backup centers. It does not take a long look to notice two major holes stick out on the Los Angeles Lakers roster as areas of concern. That would be the lack of two-way wings and a legitimate backup center. Both of those are facets in which Rob Pelinka has consistently struggled with securing for his contenders. Ever since letting Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Alex Caruso, Danny Green, and even Kyle Kuzma go from the Lakers, it has been an uphill battle to secure the type of two-way presences that every championship-winning team needs. The fall from grace has been brutal. Likewise, Anthony Davis lobbied so hard for reinforcements in the frontcourt that it got him traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Granted, you take the opportunity to secure Luka Doncic 10 out of 10 times. Still, it is quite comical that Davis openly asked for a center in Los Angeles and his departure actively made the position even worse than it already was. The Lakers need Pelinka to hone in on these areas before the eventual 2026 NBA trade deadline. If they truly do wish to be a championship contender in the upcoming season, the extra help will be imperative to that title push. Rob Pelinka's disappointing history must be put to rest. Jovan Buha discussed the struggles Pelinka has experienced in roster building during a recent episode of his podcast. This was nothing new for the Lakers reporter. Buha said, "My consistent criticism of the roster building of the last few years. Lakers rosters have had three consistent weaknesses. They have lacked two-way perimeter talent. The backup center spot has been a mess. The final thing has just been the overall depth of the roster." The host of Buha's block emphasized how the wings have lacked two-way punch, at most offering 1.5. The centers were described as lottery level. Both of those assessments, regarding the roster building since 2021, are right on the mark. What can be said in the positive spin of the situation would be that Pelinka appears to have learned the lesson with at least one of those concerns. The rampant rumors about Andrew Wiggins are a great sign of that. Hopefully for Lakers fans, once that is solved, the center position can get its needed boost too. There must be more than 7 playable guys on the roster once the 2026 NBA playoffs arrive. Pelinka already has a solid model to refer back to in the 2020 championship team. That roster was undoubtedly well equipped at both spots. The results speak for themselves. DeAndre Ayton has absolutely no hope if he can't make this Lakers situation work. The Los Angeles Lakers center will never have it as easy as this upcoming season. Few, if any, players in the NBA will have an easier environment to thrive in next season than DeAndre Ayton. The Los Angeles Lakers' new starting center has not enjoyed a gift-wrap situation like this since his days with the Phoenix Suns. If this union between Ayton and the Lakers does not work out, it would put a significant dark cloud over the rest of the playing days for the former first overall pick. Zach Lowe painted a clear picture when discussing the matter on a recent episode of his podcast. Lowe said, "Ayton, if you can't make this work, playing for a contract with these two dudes, Luka Doncic and LeBron James, all you got to do is screen, roll, finish and play defense. You're going to make $25 million a year, if you just do that." The NBA analyst joked after that if that is not a feasible task for Ayton, then Europe and putting up 30 points per game would be his next chapter following Los Angeles. As much as Lowe was overselling the matter to make a point, there is some truth to be found in that assessment. DeAndre Ayton needs to hit his ceiling to secure NBA future. Perhaps the conversation of going to Europe is a touch overboard. However, it is important to remember the circumstances under which Ayton arrived in Los Angeles. The former Portland Trail Blazers center was bought out by his old team. What followed him through the exit was a long list of concerns regarding his character. Since then, the union between Ayton and the Lakers has been approached with cautious optimism. If the 27-year-old can just keep things simple offensively, the fit will be fine. If J.J. Redick can properly position him defensively, the Lakers could get a game-changer on that end. DeAndre Ayton was tied with AD and Lively this season for 16th most dunk points per game. In case you've never watched him before or need a reminder, here are some examples in Portland from this season of him being a lob threat. Ayton signed a 2-year, $16.2 million contract with the Lakers after his buyout from the Trail Blazers. The second year of that deal involves a player option for the big man. That means a couple of things for Ayton. Firstly, should the need be there, the Lakers' big man can get 2 cracks at proving his long-term worth on the free agent market. Secondly, if the performances meet expectations in 2025-26, Ayton will not have to take that route. One great season of playing his role in Los Angeles should position the 7-year pro to opt out of his current contract in search of a much better one. $8.1 million on average is certainly nothing to scoff at, especially in the climate of the current CBA. However, this is a man who is coming off a max money contract. The only way to approach that salary figure again with his next deal is to make the most of the favorable circumstances in front of him. Heat reportedly crush Lakers trade plans much to the Warriors' benefit. Wiggs is reportedly staying put for the time being. Just over 6 months after being dealt by the Golden State Warriors to the Miami Heat, Andrew Wiggins has once again emerged in trade speculation and specifically with a move to the Los Angeles Lakers. NBA insider Mark Stein reported on the Lakers' interest in Wiggins last week, but any chance of the former number 1 overall pick landing back in the Pacific Division by the start of the season appears unlikely. The Heat are looking to keep Andrew Wiggins for the moment. According to NBA insider Brett Siegel in a report for Clutch Points on Wednesday, the Heat have held Wiggins in high regard from a trade standpoint and are expected to keep the former Warrior in South Beach entering the season. Right now, the Heat don't hold much of a desire to trade Wiggins and are operating under the mindset of waiting to see how things play out during the first few months of the regular season, sources said. Miami has held a high asking price for the former first overall pick, one that the Lakers haven't been willing to meet, Siegel wrote. With former LA Clippers guard Norman Powell coming in and Wiggins having only played 17 regular season games with the Heat himself last season, it's understandable that Miami would want to hold patient and see what they've got before making any significant trade maneuvers. There's also still a chance they'd like to use Wiggins' salary and value in an upgrade trade, rather than ship him off to the Lakers for expiring contracts and future draft capital. Whatever the case may be, this is positive news for the Warriors on multiple fronts. Firstly, it screws over the Lakers and their hopes of finding a 3-and-D wing after losing Dorian Finney-Smith in free agency. Many regard Los Angeles and Golden State in a similar tier within the Western Conference, but landing Wiggins could have been difference-making enough to surge the Lakers ahead in most people's opinion. Secondly, if the Heat do decide they're willing to move on from Wiggins mid-season, the Warriors themselves would be in a position to try and reacquire their 2022 All-Star to add to Butler, and of course Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Golden State don't really have the salary-matching tools to make that practical right now, but they would in January or February if Jonathan Kuminga's back on a contract that's in the same vicinity as the $28.2 million Wiggins will make this season. The Heat remaining patient and a hold of Wiggins for the moment is exactly what the Warriors wanted to hear, even if it's nothing more than a very slight positive amid all of their own free agency and roster drama. The Eurobasket stat that should make Lakers excited for 2025-26. Luka Doncic led all scorers with 34.7 points per game at the Eurobasket tournament this year. What should encourage the Los Angeles Lakers most about Doncic's effort is the way he scored those points. Doncic looked leaner, stronger, and more effective playing for Slovenia than he did in a disappointing 2024-25 season that saw him traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers. But what stood out was the nature of Doncic's offense, which was much closer to what he did in his 5 straight first-team All-NBA seasons. The Slovenian superstar shot 41 of 66, 62.1%, on two-pointers in 7 games at Eurobasket, compared to 32.1% on three-pointers. Last season, Doncic shot 52.2% on two-pointers, the lowest since his rookie season, and only 49.3% after being traded to the Lakers. Luka Doncic wasn't the same mid-range scorer with Los Angeles Lakers. His percentages especially dropped within 10 feet of the basket. Doncic shot 83.8% within 3 feet of the basket with the Mavericks in 2023-24, and 72.1% from the same range with the Lakers after the trade. From 3 to 10 feet, he dropped from 56.9% in 2023-24 to 51.4% with the Lakers. There were perfectly good reasons for the decline. Doncic suffered injuries to his left calf before the season and on Christmas Day. After the blockbuster trade, Doncic rushed back to help his new team, while never regaining his conditioning. It's hard to stay in shape when you can't run. But at Eurobasket, Doncic had no trouble outmuscling defenders and getting to his spots close to the basket. His three-point shooting wasn't very efficient, but he was also the lone scoring threat on a Slovenian team that had no other NBA players and almost no players from high-level European teams. Luckily, on the Lakers, he has a teammate named LeBron James to discourage opponents' double teams. Now that Doncic is back to being a two-point threat, the Lakers have the potential to be an elite offense again in 2025-26. LeBron James gives final answer on if he'll coach basketball in the future. LeBron James is getting prepared to play in a record-breaking season number 23 in the NBA. At 40 years old, he hasn't appeared to have lost a step. As James has progressed through his incredible basketball career on the court, he has become an ambassador of the game off the court as well. In early September, Nike released an ad campaign featuring James, coinciding with his upcoming sneaker release, the Nike LeBron 23, and his Nike Forever King Tour. James' appearance in China took place to celebrate 20 years since his first Nike tour of Asia. Does LeBron James plan on coaching in the future? While in China, James sat down for an interview with CCTV. During the sit-down conversation, James was asked if he wants to coach basketball in the future. James instantly gave a definitive answer. No. No, 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 no. No coaching for me. No, no, no. I'll inspire the game. I love the game. But I don't have coaching in my future, James said demonstratively. James, as pictured above, has spent time coaching young players at basketball camps and special events, but it appears James has no interest in becoming a full-time coach whenever the post-playing part of his career comes around. During his tour in China, James looked to connect and inspire basketball fans through the Nike Rise program. This was James' 15th trip to China with Nike, highlighting his commitment to the game's growth in Asia. On the court, the 40-year-old superstar hasn't had much of a drop-off statistically. However, he did post the lowest scoring average of his career, last season, since his rookie season, 24.4 points per game. He still averaged 8.2 assists, 7.8 rebounds, and 1.0 steals per game though while playing 34.9 minutes per game in 70 total games in the regular season. Season number 23 will officially get underway for James on Tuesday, October 21st. James, Luka Doncic, and the Lakers are set to take on Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on opening night of the season on NBC and Peacock.